when you get your new laptop. Okay, so the camera's on. So, off camera, we've just had a little chat about the two phases. And the phase one is going to be a subject that I have not covered before. Yeah? To give you an example, let's just say we're going to do crossroads at phase one today. Yeah? Obviously, you need to give me a brief on the crossroads. And you need to kind of just find out from me what I've done on my last lesson.
Okay.
Now, to move things along and to help you, the SE will probably tell you that on his last lesson, he done emerging. Yeah? So he's emerged left and right from junctions, yeah? So that gives you then something that you can introduce. So he will be aware, he will know about the mirror, signal, position, speed, look routine, yeah? So the only difference between emerging and a crossroads is the extra road, yeah?
Okay.
And once you're on the move, that's what you need to really be concentrating on, yeah? But he won't transfer any skills from what he learned on the emerging last week. He will, because it's phase one, he will want you to talk him through. If he comes to a crossroads and he's got to emerge left or right or go straight on, he will want you to talk him through the whole routine, yeah?
Okay.
Once he feels that you've talked him through certain parts of the routine correctly, he may well say to you, oh, this is the same as what I done last week on the emerging. Right, he might say to you, oh, the mirrors and the signal are exactly the same.
Okay.
So that gives you a chance then to move the mirrors and the signal over to him and say, would you like to do the mirror signal? Would you like to have a go at doing the mirror signal yourself? And he may well say, oh yes, I'd like that, yeah? So it's what we call transferring of a little bit of power, yeah?
Okay.
So that means then you don't have to talk him through the mirror signal routine on approach to the next crossroads, yeah? And then once you've talked him through the different positions for turning left, turning right, going straight on, yeah? And you've also got to talk him through the position where he's going to stop. So it's important that he stops at the give way line. He doesn't stop over the white line. Pick up a reference point. He may well then say to you, oh, this reference point's exactly the same as what I've done on the emerge last week. So again, you've got an opportunity then of saying to him, okay, on the next crossroads, use that reference point to make sure you stop at the give way line, yeah? And when he does stop, just get him to confirm that he has lined his reference point up, yeah? So you've then actually transferred a little bit more power again. Because don't forget, he has done this on the previous lesson.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's exactly the same as the emerge, yeah? The one bit where you will have to work all the way through and make a big thing about is the extra road. The dangers of the extra road, yeah? Right, so not only does he have to look right, he's got to look ahead, he's got to look left, ahead, right, yeah?
Left, ahead, right.
And don't just mention ahead, say, you know, very important that we keep an eye on that road ahead. There could be pedestrians come up from that road walking across in front of us, yeah? There could be cars, bicycles coming out, yeah? So even if there is no vehicles or pedestrians there, talk about them, yeah, because that's what he's after, yeah? Because that is the main difference between doing an emerge and doing crossroads, is that extra road, yeah?
Yeah.
Any questions on that?
Not a question, but it's feeling so hard now.
Yeah, it's
when
hard.
you tell me outside,
Yeah.
I feel, oh, why people fail?
Okay.
But now,
Right.
that's why they fail.
Right, you now take this onto a phase two where he's either going to tell you that he's at a trained stage, yeah, or he's a full license holder, and he's got an assessment next week, yeah. So it's, let's just say you're doing crossroads, yeah. So anything to do with the mirror, signal, position, speed, look routine, he can actually make mistakes in that area, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, the big red areas that you have to make sure that you watch for, and you can actually be proactive and actually stop them happening. Like before he gets to the giveaway line at the crossroads, you can actually ask him where he's going to be looking, and listen very carefully to his answer, because he might give you the wrong answer. If he gives you the wrong answer, then it's important that you fill in the gaps, yeah?
Okay, like...
Well, he might well say to you, oh, I'm going to look ahead, left, right, yeah?
Yeah.
You can also be proactive and say, and where is it important to stop? Oh, at the white line, yeah? Otherwise, he may well try stopping over the white line, yeah? If he does stop over the white line, then you will have to be reactive and actually go into the consequences of stopping over the white line, i.e. means cars coming from the right could hit him, or they could actually swerve around him and go into oncoming traffic.
So I'll tell him stop. Yeah, look forward, left, forward.
No, it's
right.
You wouldn't actually tell him on a phase 2. You'd actually be asking him on approach.
Oh. Okay.
Because if you were to say on a phase 2, because he might have his test next week, and you got to remember on his test, the examiner, when he goes to take his driving test, is not going to tell me that I need to stop at the white line, yeah? You would ask him, what's the importance of stopping at the white line, yeah? And you could even ask him, if you got time, how does he judge it? And he won't lie to you. He'd probably say, oh, I've got reference point, yeah, because you've asked a good question. But if the error does occur and he does stop over the white line, then you'll have to go into the reasons or the consequences of stopping over the white line. And then you'll have to then, at the next one, talk him through it, like you would do on phase 1, and actually tell him exactly where to stop, and then get him to pick up a reference point, yeah? So you wouldn't actually say, your reference point is going to come with the giveaway line just underneath that door mirror, which normally it does, but you wouldn't tell him that. You'd let him pick a point himself. So you'd actually talk him exactly into the correct position, and then you'd get him to pick a reference point himself, yeah? And you would say, now that's your reference point for not stopping over the white line, and then on the next one ask him to talk you through what he's doing, yeah?
Okay.
So then once he gets it right, then you can then say, right, I'm happy you've got that now, Tom, Joe, Mick, or whatever his name, yeah? I'll leave the next one to you, but I will keep an eye on you. Yeah? So he is going to try and make errors.
I understand, yeah. I need to find those errors, yeah.
But you can be proactive and stop a lot of the errors. He's got loads of toys to play with. You can actually take them toys away from him, and he will kind of feel a bit frustrated, but he'd be happily frustrated, yeah? To give you an example, let's say you were doing left and right hand turns of phase 2, yeah? So he's got his test next week. His instructor today said he was going to look at left and right hand turns, yeah? Okay, so let's just drive down the road and I'll give you an example. So remember, it's phase 2. I've got my test next week, yeah? And I'll show you how you could possibly stop a fault occurring, yeah? 17 degrees.
It should be 18, 20, yeah.
Is it meant to be?
Yeah.
Very unusual for this late in the year, isn't it? Now, so I'm going to turn right here. So this is not... I'll be able to handle this fine because this is basically a staggered crossroads, yeah? And we're doing right and left hand turns, which is major to minor, yeah? Got that? Turn left. Now we can see this is an emerge, and as the PST is not emerging, I will handle this quite well, yeah? So because this is off subject, I shouldn't make a mistake, but I can see a right hand turn coming up now, yeah? This is a major to minor, yeah? So I'm going to turn right here, so I will do my mirrors and my signal routine. Now let's just say, for instance, we've got a car coming towards us. Now, before I get into the area where I'm going to start turning, a good question you can always ask me, if there's a car coming towards me, let's just say there's a blue car coming towards me, Tony, are you going to go before this blue car or after it? Okay. Yeah? Now, if I give you the wrong answer and say I'm going to go before it, and you know from where you're sitting that I shouldn't be going before it because I wouldn't have time to walk across, drive across, then you would say, no, we will wait, yeah? Then what we need to do afterwards is go into the consequences.
Okay,
yeah?
Parker.
Yeah, you can pull me over. So let's just say that I was coming up here and you say to me, are you going to go before this blue car, Tony? Okay, we haven't got a blue car, but let's say we have, yeah?
Okay.
I'm going to go before it. And
no.
You say, no, you shouldn't do.
No, you shouldn't do.
No, say don't.
Don't. Okay.
Yeah? And when the blue car is gone, all you have to do then is ask me to find a safe, legal and convenient stopping place on the left. So we got one here. Right, so you stopped me making the fault, but then obviously it shows a weakness in my knowledge. So we need to work on that now for the next couple of right-hand turns, yeah? So you need to go into what I was nearly going to do wrong. I was going to try and turn and cross the path of a vehicle where I didn't have time. Yeah? So Tony, how do you judge when you can go and when you shouldn't go in front of a vehicle? He might give you the right answer, he might give you the wrong answer, yeah? If he gives you the answer, oh, if I can walk across, I can drive across, then that's the judgment he should have used, yeah?
Is it? Is it right one? Walk across, you can drive.
If you can walk across, you can drive across, yeah? Or he'd probably just say, oh, I've forgotten. So you'll have to then tell him if you can walk across, you can drive across, yeah? So on the next one, you will tell me that you'll talk me through it, yeah? So we'll find the next one now. So just drive on as normal. And on the next one, Tony, I will talk you through it, yeah? Now, you only need to talk me through the bit of the routine that I got wrong, yeah? I didn't get the mirrors wrong. I didn't get the signal wrong. It was my judgment of when to cross in front of the vehicle that was wrong, yeah? And we're going to turn right, Tony. So follow your normal routine. Oh, yeah. Now, Tony, just want you to get down to all man's walking pace, slip into one. Now, there's no car coming towards us at the moment, but if there was, what we have to be able to judge is, could we walk from there to there if we can drive it, yeah? So you've now actually talked them through the crossing of the vehicle situation, yeah? On the next one now, you could just prompt him and say, alright Tony, we're going to take the next turning to the right, follow your normal routine. So he'll do his normal mirrors signal, yeah?
Just I need to tell him follow your normal routine.
Yeah, because he hasn't made an error on the mirror signal or the position routine, yeah? Where the error was made was the look, the judgment, yeah? He wasn't able to judge whether he should have crossed the path of the car or not, yeah? So you've now talked him through one. You could then actually ask him on the next one. Right, Tony, are you going to go now in front of this car or are you going to wait? Oh, I've got time to go. Yes, you have. And then you can say, right, when you get round the corner, right, I'll leave that now, Tony, but I will keep an eye on it. And he will then move on then and try and make other errors, yeah? Right? But you've stopped the error from being made in the first...
So he will just emerge, I mean like right hand, left hand turn.
No, we weren't doing emerging, we were doing left and right hand turns.
Left and right, sorry, yeah.
That was major to minor, yeah? I was just picking out of the blue, I just picked an example to give you to give you an idea. When you watch the Blame videos, you'll have an idea what the phase 2 is all about, yeah? So the phase 2 is all about you trying to be one step ahead of me, yeah? If you can actually stop me making the error, that's a lot better, yeah? If I make the error, then you're going to have to deal with it afterwards, yeah? Which makes your job a little bit harder, yeah?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean to say you're going to fail because you've spotted the error and you're going to deal with it, but you won't get a 6. But if you were proactive on every possible error that I could make and you stopped me making it, then you could be proactive, yeah? So phase 2 is very much about Q&A, questions and answers, yeah?
Okay,
right?
yeah,
but very important, listen to his answers, yeah? If they give you the wrong answer, then they have got a weakness there that needs to be worked on, yeah? Right, I'll give this a pause before it goes over.